Me oh my, we are on live, and we are here with the Geeks with Wives and Capes, episode number 113. Welcome back, everybody. We're excited to be here. We have a treat in store for you tonight because much to the chagrin of our producers and powers that be, it's just the guys tonight, so things are gonna get crazy and shitty and wild, like they do sometimes when I have a guest on. But anyways, I'm excited to be here. As always, I'm your host, Darth Sparrow, with my team of intrepid, amazing, completely awesomely talented and underpaid geeks with me. First off, I have my partner in crime, the boss, the one and only Mr. Casey Walsh. What's up, Casey?
We will finish what you started. In my pants.
How did everyone like that Star Wars trailer, everybody? What's up?
You brought it right off the bat, bro.
It took me 10 times watching the trailer to try to remember that line, and I still forgot half of it.
Did the awakening fully happen in your pants after that last trailer?
No, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about it in depth later. So that's a tease later, but we'll talk about it.
All right. So hey, buddy, it's been a while since you and I have been on together, man. I'm excited.
I know. Well, we did just spend a whole weekend together too.
I was just gonna say we just survived ZapCon, which was pretty awesome.
So we had two panels. Unfortunately, you'll only hear one.
Yeah.
Because of the placement of the recorder, turns out. So.
Yes.
But yeah, so and a lot of that stuff's on the site already.
Which one did you capture? Which one the audio was not messed up on?
The versus the versus battles.
Which was a lot of fun. So I'm glad that one.
Yeah, it's probably the better like one for radio anyway.
Yeah, we had a good versus battle between us and the Scene and Nerd team, which that day comprised of Peter Benavides and Peter Morrow. So we had Pete and Pete against Will and Casey. And shit went down. We're not going to bring up the fact that we
offended
lost.
every Doctor Who lover in the entire world.
That's true.
So I'm not making any fans once again.
Hey, you don't need fans. You don't need fans when you're the boss. It's good to be on back. It's good to be back on with you, man. Excited. Yeah, let's get talking. But let's introduce the rest of the team tonight.
Yeah, enough bromance. Let's fucking get the rest of these guys introduced.
Back once again. Joining us on the show tonight is the one, the only Mr. JT Rich. What's up, Jay?
Oh, just a lovely week of avoiding the fucking Star Wars trailer like the plague, as all my friends were like, "Bro, have you seen it yet?"
You're like,
no, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not gonna see it. So
I want to commend you, sir, and you should get some kind of medal or badge for having been able to avoid all that, because it's been everywhere.
Yeah, it has. You are correct about that.
Yes.
Everywhere is a very apt term.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, Jay. Even watching it, you're still not gonna understand what the fuck's happening or going on.
And I don't care. See, so for those of you who don't know why I'm refusing to watch anything about Star Wars, my life was changed forever when Phantom Menace came out, because it's the first movie I can remember realizing was bad. I self-actualized at that point.
Yeah, you're like, what is life?
Because before that, you're a kid and every movie's awesome because you got to go fucking see a movie. And to have something you love so much bring you so harshly to reality, yeah, it was hard. So
are you slightly afeared that that might happen again?
That's kind of the thing, is I don't want to hype myself up. That's basically why I'm saying on media blackout. I feel if I can go in blind, at least I won't have any preconceived notions of oh, it's gonna be the best fucking thing ever, and then it's oh, but it's actually just a movie about Jar Jar. That's the twist. I can't have that happen.
Jar Jar is Kylo Ren.
I saw that theory actually already on the internet.
It's so stupid. Terrible, dude. We're gonna get to all that in a little bit, but thanks for being on again, man. It's great having you.
As always.
And we are joined tonight by the one, the only, Adam Wagaman, who you've probably seen on YouTube for Now Is the Time For. Now's the time for what, Adam?
Now's the time for, whatever video goes up this week.
Boom! So, you're always with the videos about comics and video games and all kinds of other stuff, right? How long you been doing this now, man?
Just a little over a year, I think it is. We had a rough start doing everything on a laptop that would overheat and get rid of all my progress.
Right.
Then that's when I decided to actually get an actual computer and committed to it, and well, now I am where I am with all you guys now.
Excellent, man. So how many followers do you have on your YouTube channel?
As of last time I checked, because I check it religiously because I'm like that,
Yep.
91.
Nice,
I'm slowly creeping up on that 100.
bro. It's coming.
Getting there.
Yes, it's coming. After tonight, you'll be there.
That's what I'm hoping. This podcast is what's going to propel me into superstardom, and I will have subscriber number 92. So,
Yes.
there's that.
You're gonna get that GWW bump, you know.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Well, we're excited to have you, Adam. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. So, as I stated
Thank
before, we are guestless tonight, so you lovely people get to hear us rant and chat about all kinds of exciting geekery this week. So, we're going to start with our favorite topic, which is our Week in Geek. So, Mr. Walsh, in all fairness of having you back on with me this week, why don't you go first tonight? Why don't you lead the charge?
Oh my god, I actually took notes this week.
Yeah, dude, I'm proud of you.
I know, right? Only 2. Because I was like, they're on my iPad. I'm not gonna find them
Yeah.
later. Now I can't find them on my phone. Awesome. Okay, so I read a lot. I actually read a lot this week.
Okay.
Probably not as much as Adam, maybe Jay,
Yeah.
but they don't have kids, so
I buy a lot, but I don't read a lot. I'm lazy.
I know. I get that. I mean, I think my not read stack is way bigger than my read stack
Right.
still. So that's not a good sign. But I did read a couple books from my friend Donnie Katz.
Yeah.
The first being Paybacks #2. Still my favorite book. There's a quote on the cover by Mark Waid, and it says, "Every page is a gem," and that sums it up. Like every page is just an amazing piece of artwork and an amazing love letter to all superheroes, while still being funny and topical and heartfelt all at the same time. It's really kind of an amazing book, and I feel like no one is reading or talking about it. So please pick up Paybooks. Oh my God, Paybacks #2, #1 as well from Dark Horse. Like I said, one of the coolest characters ever is a guy named Night Knight, and he's like an English Batman. He's amazing. And I just realized this in this issue, he has a backwards crescent moon on his chest, so like a little nod to Moon Knight as well. It's really great. It's like I said, it's funny, and there's like, if you read comics, there's something in every page for you. And Dr. Black is amazing. Will, if you haven't read it, he's like, everyone's like weirded out by him and doesn't want to hang out with him and stuff. It's really cool. And he's like,
I haven't read it yet, man, but I love Dr. Black. He's like my favorite.
yeah, all he does is like teleport them everywhere. He's super powerful, and they're like, why aren't you gonna stay out and like fight with us? He's like, no, I'm out here. Boom, and he just pops out. He's like, I'm out. So I don't know. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of a lighthearted romp, if you will. But I love it. Another book I can't talk a lot about because I literally got it today, like an advanced copy. I don't even know if it's. I'm sure it's been announced. I haven't gotten a preview for it yet. So Interceptor #1. It's from Heavy Metal, also from Donnie Katz, and artist Dylan Burnett. When I got the email from Donnie, he described it as just something wild and crazy, and out of control, and it totally is. It's basically a like space vampire story, with a super soldier chick who drives this giant mech, and like they're off to like save the world from vampires. It's very epic. It's very cool. The art style is very like Saturday morning cartoon like anime. So I really, really dug it. That's probably all I can say about that. That's probably too much as it was. Anyway, moving on. And by the way, Adam and Jay, you guys, I think I sent that to you as well today.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it come through while I was at work.
Let's see here. I also got The Uncanny Inhumans from Soul and McNiven. Adam and Jay, did you guys pick this up?
I did. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, whenever McNiven's on a book, the art usually can fucking save anything.
Yeah.
But Charles,
did.
yeah, Charles Soule, he's been on a real good run. I really liked Civil War. I think that was one of the better like spin-off books. He was writing Inhumans beforehand too, right?
Yeah. He was writing the one that focused on Black Bolt, and then the other one that focused on kind of whatever the fuck they wanted to that week.
Yeah. There's like killing time until Secret Wars. I really
Just described Marvel's publishing plan.
I know. Whoops. Well, I mean, DC did the same thing for Convergence. That was literally like they're like, oh, we're moving all of our offices to Burbank. We just need to like break for like 2 months. But yeah, so it's a cool story. I really like it. My favorite scene is the one page of Hank McCoy and Medusa, and they're talking about the situation with the mutants and humans, and it basically like mirrors what is going on in real life with Fox and Marvel and them not wanting to use like the mutants in the comic books and all that kind of stuff anymore.
Hey, whoa, we cannot speculate on Marvel's real reason for doing this.
Sorry.
According to Tom Brevoort on Tumblr, he says that that's just not fair.
Yeah. I mean, well, man, they spell it out. I mean, did you?
Yeah, I've read it. It's ridiculous.
They spell it out pretty like clear. Yeah. It's actually quite funny. So yeah, I really like that. I just love Black Bolt. Like, I really just want a Black Bolt solo series, like in the line of like Rocket and Groot, where he just is by himself, because he's like the coolest in Humans. All of the other ones are kind of like whatever. The blind,
but Karnak cool. Though.
Karnak's cool, but especially when Warren Ellis is writing him, that's the fucking.
Yeah, that was pretty rad.
That's a given. So yeah, I just want more Black Bolt. I don't know if I'll continue with it, but I would really dig a Black Bolt solo series, Marvel, if you're listening. I'm sure we'll get one around 2019.
Yeah. Right. That's a pretty good estimate, probably.
What else?
I also get a reboot of the Inhuman series.
Yeah, probably. We'll probably get 2 more before then. Okay. I also read Justice League number 45, which is the beginning of Act 2 of the Darkseid War. Are you guys, anyone else reading this?
No, but I'm super interested that if you can tell me what it's about, because I keep seeing pictures of it, and I'm like, why is this Batman a thing? This isn't, what is this? So
can I spoil it for you?
Yes, because I'm not gonna take the time to go back and read it.
Okay, cool. So basically, like, in the whole mythos of DC, eons and eons ago, Darkseid and Anti-Monitor clashed at some point. So now, like, they've met again. Okay, hold on. All this stuff happens, like, it's Batman gets a hold of like this God share from Mobius. Adam, if you're reading it, help me out. And so like he becomes like this all-powerful being.
Now is it like Bruce Wayne Batman? What Batman is it?
Yeah, Bruce Wayne Batman.
So when does this story take place then?
I don't know. This is the other thing too.
Great.
There's like no continuity anymore, so like it's just a story that happens.
Perfect. That works for me. Good. Yeah, that clears it up. Continue.
So all this stuff, I'm just gonna say, all this stuff happens. Darkseid's like daughter shows up. Basically, it turns out to be this huge plan where the Anti-Monitor wants to kill Darkseid. So they get like the Anti-Monitor's army and Darkseid's army like come together on Earth. The superheroes are like in the middle of them. Batman's there in the Mobius chair, doing his thing, and they all clash and they all fight, and the Anti-Monitor or Darkseid calls in like the spirit of death, basically. And so what Anti-Monitor does, the Anti-Monitor is he's the god of death. So what he does is he takes control of the spirit of death, infuses it into the Flash, and then the Flash, or this monster that they create, now kills Darkseid. So now that Darkseid is dead, wait, I know you want to say something, Jake. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say "dead" in quotation marks. That was really
no. Yeah, he's like, now that he's dead. He's dead. All these gods have to kind of like take the places of all the gods that died in this happenstance. So Batman becomes like the god of knowledge. The Flash becomes the god of death. All these different people become dogs. There's so many of them, I can't remember.
That's pretty
basically,
interesting.
Yeah. And Superman's, and then at the very end, spoiler alert if you haven't read it, close your ears. At the very end, the minions of like the remaining Earth people of Darkseid, or Earth, but humans of, I'm not explaining this very well, of Apocalypse, they like capture the essence of Darkseid and infuse it into Lex Luthor. So now he's like Darkseid.
Okay. All right.
So basically, it's
All
like
right.
this whole
Tracking.
like no, it's this whole like status quo change like in one issue, and like basically what Jeff Johns did, he was like, oh, you guys think that all the superheroes are gods? Well, I'm gonna make them gods. Like that's basically what he did.
Someone
So-
read Super Gods by Grant Morrison.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Shazam is like the god of gods. Like it's crazy. So that's basically all. The whole issue is them setting up this whole new premise that now they have to like fulfill in the next like 2 arcs.
All right. Well, that gets me caught up. Great.
Yep. So that's what I read this week. Let's go next. But no, I really like it. Like I said, I dig the kind of no continuity thing with DC because it's really easy to hop in and out of books. But this one book did do the thing I don't like. Is it's like, oh, if you want to see Batman's new God story, you have to read Batman Apocalypse #1. If you want to read Green Lantern's God story, you have to read Green Lantern Apocalypse. Like, just fuck, really. So it's like, I don't know. But I really dig Jeff Johns and what he's doing with the Justice League.
Yeah. Nice.
And I got the cool monster cover, which is nice.
Oh, that is cool.
JT, what do you
Alright.
got for us this week, man?
So this week was actually a pretty small week in comics for me. Didn't have a whole lot. I did pick up the Brides of Helheim trade paperback from, I think, Oni, maybe? Yeah, Oni Press. Sequel to the Helheim mini-series that came out a couple years ago by Cullen Bunn, Joel Jones, and Nick Filardi. Basically, it's like about a Viking guy who gets killed and turned into this giant Frankenstein monster, and then he fights witches and magic casters, basically. It's really pretty because of the Joel Jones art, basically. It's anyone who's into like real violent, brutal Norse mythology, I would highly recommend.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. If you've never read the original, I think the trade's out for that too. It is Oni Press trade, so if you're an Image reader, you're gonna have to pay like twice what you're used to, but totally worth it. Speaking of Image, I also read the first issue of Invincible Reboot ? From Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley over at Image. And I think Kirkman is just on a power trip. He thinks he can do whatever he wants and make money.
Yeah.
And he's going to prove me right. More people are going to buy that book than most things that came out this week. But
I think that's obvious by the fact that he joined like that Transformers like super group that they brought together to write the 4 movies that are coming out now.
yeah, I
You
heard
like
about that. It's I mean, whatever. Kirkman can do pretty much whatever he wants. Like, doesn't matter. Walking Dead. He could retire off season 2 of The Walking Dead. So
Walking Dead, bitch. What now?
yeah, it doesn't even. Yeah, that doesn't matter. But that was. Is anyone here besides me reading Invincible or has read Invincible?
Negative.
No, I've read a
I've read
couple
it in
issues, but that's a
forever.
book I really need to get in. Yeah, get
It's
into a lot.
It's pretty much Kirkman's take on like the DC universe and superheroes in general. I mean, more so the DC universe. Like, there's a bunch of characters that are just obviously DC characters.
Yeah.
It's super violent. Obviously, it's a Kirkman book. But it's pretty funny. It gets really, really self-aware at times. Like, the main character Mark goes to a comic convention to get his favorite comic signed, and he asks the creator, like, "Hey, why do you reuse art so much for panels?" And then it's like 3 of the exact same panel of that creator's face looking the same way, and it says, "Because no one notices." Like, it's real metatextual, but it's a good one. And right now they're like fake rebooting it because that's a thing that other comic books do. So Kirkman wants to make fun of it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I read this week, I read Karnak and Inhumans, and those are both awesome. But I read The Shield #1 from Dark Circle, and I'm pretty sure this was supposed to come out before the other Dark Circle books, but it just didn't. But that was pretty good. It's about like a girl who is reborn throughout the years, and she is like a revolutionary or something. There's like a scene at the beginning where she's in the Revolutionary War and she gets shot by a musket, and then she's in present day times, and a guy who looks kind of like the guy who shot her is chasing her around, and she can kind of remember her other lives. So I don't really know what that one's about yet, but it's by Adam Christopher and Chuck Wendig, who are 2 crime novelists, actually. So it reads a little bit like a novel, like a Greg Rucka book, pretty much, just real dense on the dialogue and there's a lot of words, basically. If you're in comics for the pictures,
Oh, I'm out.
there's a lot of words. There's a lot of words in that book.
I try to
It's
go
like-
back and read like an old Marvel comic, and I'm like, nope, not doing this.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this.
Have you read Lazarus by Greg Rucka? Because that's pretty much just words.
Yeah.
One picture
Fucking
per
big.
panel and then a lot.
One
of
picture per panel, and then just like a novel. There actually was one where it was like every other page was just prose, and I almost couldn't read it. I was like, oh, I can't. Oh, this is a lot. This is a whole lot of time to dedicate.
I'm not reading novels.
But yeah, that's pretty much where I was. I got whatever the Secret Wars book that spoiled the end of Secret Wars. Weird World.
Oh, did it? Damn.
Yeah, it basically just like it shows how it all ends, but then like someone called Tom Brevoort out on it on Tumblr, and was like, "Hey, so your shitty shipping schedule pretty much forced you to spoil your own story," and he was like, "Well, no, not really though," and like couldn't give a good answer because it's like, yeah, dude, you did you did spoil your own story
Well,
because you, yeah, exactly. Oh, we have to add another title, or we have to add another issue, and also push it out 8 months because we thought for some reason Assad Rebeats could draw a monthly comic book. That was
They always
our
do
bad, I
that.
guess.
I'm like, really? Like, you know this guy's not gonna be able to put out a fucking monthly. Like, oh, they do that with every. You think they would learn a lesson, but no, they never do.
No, they don't. It's fine.
And
Though.
it's not like they haven't had this thing planned for like 3 years or anything.
I mean, you would. Well, it's a Hickman book, so it's probably been planned actually since time immemorial. But like he's had this idea, and he just has like a big, crazy room in his house that's just whiteboards and it's all connected. And he
Yeah,
just-
what does he do now?
Hickman? I don't. He's taking a break from Marvel after Secret Wars is done. He's just doing his Image stuff, like East of West. Which, by the way, like 18 issues in, no fucking idea what that story's about. Classic Hickman. Still reading it though, so I guess who's the real asshole, me or him? I'm the one buying it.
Way to go, ass. Way to go.
Exactly. But that was my week. It was a pretty light week of comics.
Gotcha. Awesome, man. Mr. Adam, what do you got
Yes,
for
sir.
Weekend Geek this week?
This week,
Oh, sounds like
a lot of pickups, a lot. Amazing Spider-Man #1, which was, hopefully, I'll stop dropping out.
you good?
But no, I was reading Amazing Spider-Man #1, so I'm like a week behind there. But it was pretty good. It's a lot different than any Spider-Man book I've read recently.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see how this. It almost seems more Peter Parker-ish than Spider-Man. So it's kind of different than what I was anticipating. Also had Fayetteville Comic-Con with the wife, so that was pretty good. First ever Fayetteville Comic Convention.
Fayetteville Comic Con. Tell us a little bit about the Comic Con.
It was like I said, it was the first one ever.
Yeah.
They were not expecting a huge turnout. There was actual minimal advertisement for it, but they actually packed the place out. A news report said 8,000 people showed up, but there's
Wow.
been no confirmed number for it yet. It easily looks like a couple of thousand people did show up to it, though.
Yeah.
And I think they were expecting maybe 1,000 tops.
But did it feel like they were ill prepared for that many people?
I mean, from the size of the venue,
Yeah.
yes. As far as everything else, it was very well maintained. I mean, I've been to a lot of other conventions, so seeing that one in their first year, I think they did a really good job with the amount of people they had and what they had planned.
Right.
It was like, I mean, not that I'm gonna crap on it, but it was like F-list celebrities. Like the biggest they could pull in was the original actor for Spider-Man from the Electric Company and some of the zombies from The Walking Dead.
Nice.
You know, and that's not a bad thing. It's just,
Right.
you know, when you go to a con and you're like, okay, maybe you go see, I can't think of the guy's name for the life of me right now, but the dude from Beastmaster. It's like, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you can meet the gas mask zombie, and it's like, well, okay, I guess that's cool.
Yeah. That's the zombie that like died in like episode like number 27, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was crazy though. There were so many people there that were just hyped that they got to get all these group fit grope. They probably wanted to grope the zombie guys, but they got all these group pictures with them,
Yeah.
and everybody was excited. And that's probably like the coolest thing that was like nobody at the convention was kind of bummed that it was small or anything like that. So, and there was a ton of people who had never been to conventions before. So my wife and I, who were selling stuff, we actually got to interact with a lot of these people and talk to them about their first con and what they should look for and what they should do. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Anything else this week?
Just trying to keep busy. Hoping, like after this, I think I've got to get another video recorded. I'm supposed to have another video up tomorrow. Trying to stick to my Let's Play videos, trying to find another Halloween-esque game. Probably going to go back to the Xbox Live garbage bin to see what indie games are there. Although I have to say I was pretty surprised by the game I found last week for $1. It actually was pretty well put together and kind of scary. It kind of got me with its. It's called Game of Horror. I mean, that's in and of itself. That's just
Pretty
a
good
terrible
title.
name for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward. It's a horror game.
Yeah.
Game of Horror.
Excellent.
But all you do is you just try and break out of this house and get away from a killer.
Awesome.
And
Nice.
it's silent. You just have a flashlight. It's very Slender Man-esque. Because it's silent, the jump scare noises get you. The flashes of lights get you. So it was well designed for what it is.
Yeah. Excellent.
This week.
I hope you can find something else fun to play and review, because I'm all about the Halloweens, man. All about it. Awesome.
Yeah, I started trying to find serious stuff, but then I was like, you know what? Everybody does all the serious stuff. I'm just gonna go find these garbage games and have fun with it this time.
Just play the Addams Family game on the NES. Stream the shit out of that.
Man,
I could take a look at it.
You took it way back old school, JT.
It's pretty bad, and I would watch it, though. I would watch someone struggle through that.
Yes.
I mean, I might as well just go and try and find Fester's Quest if I'm just gonna punish myself.
Oh, so good.
I can't believe they made a game, 2 games out of the Addams Family. That's fucking crazy. Fester's Quest. Ridiculous.
What does one do in Fester's Quest? I don't think I ever played that.
You look for light bulbs.
You run around as Uncle Fester, and that's about as much as I can tell you. You run around as Uncle Fester.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird.
Like Casey said, you just run around finding light bulbs. It sounds exciting. All right. Well, I got a small list for myself this week. First up is Shield number 11 by Wade, Chaikin, and Delgado. So, guys, I'm not as versed as you guys are in knowing, like, very prolific comic book artists. But Chaikin's a pretty well-known artist, is he not?
Yes, he draws some very high quality, mostly porn, but he also has drawn a lot of really good comics. A lot of
Was he the one that got in trouble for that Spider-Woman cover?
No, that was Milo Manara.
Yeah.
Who is an erotic artist, and apparently if you're an erotic artist and you draw an erotic cover, that's you get lynched by the internet. But
yeah. The reason why I'm asking is because the art in this book really distracted me.
So,
go ahead.
My opinion on Chaikin is if you got good Chaikin, you're in for a good time.
Right.
If you got Chaikin making a paycheck,
yeah.
I'm gonna sign off.
Because all this art is very, like, I guess the best way I could describe it is like it's that very, like, scribbly, like the lines aren't clean. You know what I mean? Like
looks like no one's ironed their clothes in 20 years.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was so much so to where the characters that I should easily recognize, like Phil Coulson, were unrecognizable to me. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, who is that he's talking to? And it took a second to like realize who it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? So I think that distracted me a lot from this issue. As far as the story went, it was kind of meh. It was kind of blah this week. I mean, it didn't really deal with our typical super-powered fodder like it normally does. It was very much Phil helping this
Why
fellow
is that
named...
one an 11 and not a number 1?
I don't know.
I don't understand this thing at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Dominic Fortune, is he somebody I should know from comics past? Anybody?
He's probably from the TV show, because I don't
Yeah.
recognize that name.
I've
But
never seen it. All I know is he's like this old billionaire socialite, and so I'll get a little spoilerific right now. He lost his floating casino. It's basically like an old like Southern Dixieland style boat that's actually a casino, and he somehow convinces Coulson to help him try to get his boat back because he thinks that the people behind the takeover is part of Hydra. So
it's a pretty safe bet in the Marvel Universe.
yeah, so Coulson goes in with this guy to help him reclaim his floating casino. They find out essentially that the guy who won this bet from Dominic is trying to get in the good graces of Hydra, so he's got this whole plan to basically steal data from all these billionaires that are about to go to this big charity event on this guy's boat. So, yes, there was some Hydra involvement, but it was kind of, it seemed a little boring to me. I don't know, it just didn't seem as good as it's been in the past couple issues. So, yeah, it didn't do much for me, but I don't know, could have skipped that one. Whatever. Other thing I read this week is Darth Vader number 11 by Gillen, LaRocca, and Delgado. So, Vader, always good art for me. Always excellent art, beautiful pictures, beautiful colors. Story, we're still continuing on with Vader trying to find information about Luke. Spoiler alert.
I feel like with these Star Wars books,
Talk to me.
I feel like they need to be shorter stories.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to be like the Princess Leia one, like 4 issues, in and out, tell a story, like move on to a next character.
Right.
Or move on to a different story. Like I feel like this Vader thing is like, oh right, like fuck.
Yeah.
Are we gonna like do this all the way up to like for 2 years, all the way up to episode or whatever?
I will be I forget
whatever.
which one, subjective, objective, whatever. I will say, as much as I love this book, I feel like the whole like him finding out about Luke, that whole thing is getting a little stretched. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. They already did the scene where he's standing in front of the glass and says, Skywalker. Like,
right.
hey,
Yeah.
you figured it out. We
Okay.
don't, like, what are we doing now?
Yeah. Why?
So
So in this issue, they're shaking down a local intelligence crime lord to find out where Luke is, and that was like the main plot of this issue. They're trying to find out where Luke is hiding or whatever.
So here's my big problem with it, aside from the fact that, like, this is supposed to take place between New Hope and Empire, right? That's
right.
So my big problem with it, I'm gonna be real honest, is like, we know where this ends. Either that girl that's following around gets murdered, or he like exiles her to some planet. Because she was, spoiler warning, she's not in Empire Strikes Back. For anyone who was curious.
And I will drop
Or
another
Return of the
I
Jedi.
will drop another spoiler warning. It almost happened in this issue, and it was just they did it to kind of make you realize, in case you forgot for some stupid reason. I'm like, Vader doesn't have friends. I don't care how long this girl's been working with him. He's gonna kill her at some point.
Well, yeah,
As
or
soon
she's
as
gonna get herself killed. Like it does.
Yeah. And there was a perfect example
Oh
of
no,
how...
that means our droids aren't gonna make it either.
Oh, I'm so done with the torture droids. Jesus Christ. Like, so it was really funny the first time where it was like, oh man, what if C-3PO was like dark metal and
wanted
torture?
to kill everybody.
And then this one, he's just like, oh my, yes, you shall scream. Like, okay, we get it. And then the R2-D2 has a bazooka. Like, I understand.
R2 War Machine.
Yeah, I understand the fucking joke at this point. Like,
yes, but I mean, there was definitely that glimpse of how quickly Vader will, turn his alliances when he feels like they're expendable, or when they're not serving his greater good, and it almost happened. So we did see that, and she managed to get herself out of it for now. But
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like, so it can only end two ways: either heartbreaking, he murders her with his lightsaber, which I'm gonna say like 80% chance that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Or like she outsmarts Darth Vader, like, and that would be a real fucking bummer.
Yeah. She managed to prolong her death by withholding the information he was trying to get in this issue.
Right. And
she's like, I'll tell you later after you don't kill me.
Yeah. And I love Kieran Gillen, and like of the Star Wars books, the Vader one's probably still my favorite, but it's just like at this point I'm kind of like I'm just constantly reminded like, oh yeah, none of these characters matter. Like this isn't a thing.
Right.
Will, are you reading Shattered Empire too?
I have not picked that one up.
It's done already.
Yeah. I did.
It's a Greg Rucka book. There's a whole lot of words in it.
Dang it! See, maybe that's why I didn't pick it up.
I have 2 issues going on that one too.
Yeah.
But then once again, it's like this is not the part of the story I want to see. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to like fill in between all the movies that matter, and then they're like, now episode 1.5. Let's follow Kid Anakin before he becomes Hayden Christensen. And I'm gonna be like, oh my god, why?
Yeah, wait, that's already happening, isn't there? There's already an Obi-Wan.
Listen, I'm fine with following Sir Ian McGregor in comic book form, but I don't need to see how shitty kid Anakin becomes shitty, kind of almost adult Anakin. Like, I don't care. It's the same problem I had with the prequels in the first place. Like, I don't give a shit what Darth Vader was like when he was 7. Like, that doesn't interest me.
I just want them to move away from like the whole Skywalker like clan. Like do something else. Like do something else for a while. Like
you're gonna see Mark Hamill's wrinkly old ass in 3 more movies. So like get ready, brace yourself.
Get ready, Walt.
Someone's not making it out of Force Awakens alive.
Yeah,
probably Harrison though.
I was gonna say it's Harrison Ford because he doesn't want to fucking do it. Like,
yeah, he's like, I broke my leg in one of these movies already. I'm not doing another one.
They're like, here's $25 million to appear in one of them, and he's like, okay, that's fine. I can do that.
I'll do it and pretend I like it. Yes, but yeah, that was all I read. Only other thing I wanted to give a quick nod to. It's gonna lose some of it. You can just check my Twitter to see the picture. But Marvel did some cosplay. Variant covers. And
those were pretty cool.
Yeah, the Uncanny Avengers is actually a good friend of mine named Kit Quinn, so I was kind of geeking out when I saw one of my friends on the cover of a comic book. So
is she dressed up as Wasp there?
She's dressed up as Wasp, but yes.
That's cool.
She's on the cover of the Uncanny Avengers.
Did you talk to her? Have you talked to her about it? I wonder if they got paid for those. I bet they did.
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
Yeah, I would have to ask them. I'd be happy to find out. Do some research.
I bet you they didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like Marvel didn't pay shit. And they're like, fuck you.
That's pretty fucking shady if Marvel didn't use some of their Disney money, but I also wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
So wait, one last touch on the Star Wars comics before we go, and not really, but the other thing I did this week was got caught up on Scream Queens on Fox.
Yeah.
And the reason that's related to Star Wars is because Carrie Fisher's daughter is in it. And she wears earmuffs in every scene she's in, and it's hilarious.
Oh my god, that's her daughter?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either, man.
I'm 2 episodes behind on Scream Queens, but I love that show.
See, you learned something today, is that's Carrie Fisher's daughter. She's Chanel number 4 or whatever. Chanel, one of the ones that's going to get killed by the devil. Like, that's...
I definitely
My wife has informed me it's Chanel number 3, and I'm an idiot.
Gotcha. Jay, my dream for that show was to have the Jonas Kid be one of the Chanels.
Oh, the Jonas Kid is the best character.
I know, I love him to death. He's the awesome.
Boone is the we should have a show about Boone.
Yes.
I think me and you are the only one that watches Scream Queens.
God, I love that show. It has no business being as good as it is.
No.
That's what I keep hearing. So
that show, by all rights, should be terrible, but it just keeps swinging for the fences every episode.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Guys, let's talk some news, because I know Casey and I want to talk about Star Wars. Star Wars. Casey, Star Wars, go.
Once again, we were giving a lot of cool imagery.
Yes.
No plot.
Yes.
No
Luke Skywalker.
No one actually taught. We got dialogue, but we never saw anyone's like lips move as they were saying the dialogue. It was all voiceover. So and that's our final. They say that's our final trailer too, which is weird.
Then I can stop avoiding things. Thank
I'm
God.
I'm okay with that being our final trailer.
With it too. But once again, And I guess I shouldn't be worried because I think the trailer was a nod to the old trailers. Because if you go back and watch the old trailers, it's like Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
Mark
yeah.
Hamill is Luke Skywalker, and it's kind of like that same style, but done like very more like in a modern take. Because it's like, here's this character and
Yeah.
she does a voiceover, and here's this character and he does a voiceover, and here's this character and he does a voiceover.
Right.
So I like that. I love the imagery. It is very J.J. Abrams, especially that one shot of Kylo Ren.
So you couldn't see any of it, and it was just lens flare. Is that?
Oh yeah, like
Yes.
red lens flare, like to the max.
Yes.
And I think what we're looking at in that shot, Will, is the new Death Star or whatever,
Right.
which is
Star
the ice
Killer,
planet we
whatever.
live on. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's the actual ice planet that they're living on. That's where.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but that's what I think that's where that scene is.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, anyone that we're trying. I guess.
Let's talk some speculations and squash some stupidity right off the bat. Kylo Ren is not Luke Skywalker. If I hear you saying that, I'll find you and slap you. I will force choke you.
The whole thing, like, who is Kylo Ren, is ridiculous. We know it's Adam Driver's character.
Yes.
Now the question is, who is Adam Driver?
Yeah.
Like, that's the question. So
is he a solo child? Is he
Right.
is
is he a
some
clone of
disciple?
Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
I would accept that. But is Kylo Ren Luke Skywalker? Is Kylo Ren anyone besides Adam Driver? No.
No, I'm not going to accept a clone because if I have to live through so anything with the word clone sucks, right? Like Attack of the Clones was awful. Okay, Clone Wars, the cartoon is pretty good.
Yes.
But that just brings back flashbacks of the Spider-Man clone saga, and I'm not down.
Right.
Like, I'm not down to have Luke Riley swing in a cool hoodie and start talking jive and pretending to be a Jedi. Like, no, I'm done.
Bro, are you talking jive right now?
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Like, I will not.
Yeah.
I'm not in for more clones.
All right.
Unless that clone is Boba Fett, and then just give him 3 movies of his own.
That's fine. Yeah, Casey, did you see the screen caps of the building that Han and Finn and Rey are walking into?
Yep,
and the flags above it.
Yep, and Jay, right to your point, there is a Mandalorian flag like
Yes.
hanging in this scene.
Yeah.
And I think they're walking into Luke's to meet Luke at that point as well too.
Yeah.
I think that's the island that they're talking about where like the old Jedi temple is.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see what other flags are kind of hanging there because I'm sure those are things like he collected
Right.
like on his travels, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just talking shit. Who knows?
I hope that eventually we get a book or a movie, and they just find some dude who looks like Mark Hamill, and they do an actual Journey to the Force Awakens, like a middle one. And I know I said I hated that whole idea, but if they do it like the old books, where essentially it was Luke going around the galaxy, like flicking people in the ear to see if they are Force sensitive, like just 3 hours of that.
Yeah.
And just see how far you can push a movie until Star Wars fans won't pay for it anymore.
That could be like a Monster of the Week TV show.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be totally down with that. In
So
fact,
basically
just
you're saying
cast
it's
what's his name, Dean Winchester as that. He almost looks like a young Mark Hamill. Whatever, who
Yeah.
cares?
You're basically saying like Kung Fu mixed with Star Wars. Just travels and checking people for Force.
Well, wasn't Kung
sensitivity.
Fu only just missing lightsabers? I mean, that's all that show was really missing.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah,
that,
it would have just been a Star Wars show otherwise.
Yeah.
Right.
And Jensen Ackles is the name of Dean Winchester.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. God. What was the thing you were most excited to see in the trailer, guys?
The fact that I didn't see it, I was really excited
Yes.
about that.
I was gonna not watch it, but I made myself watch it, and I really liked what I saw because it doesn't really give you what the movie is. It
Yeah.
just kind of makes you go, "This is a brand new movie," and it kind of makes me feel like my dad tried to explain it to me when he was like, "Well, you're lucky because you get to sit down and watch all 3 movies on VHS." He's like, "I had to wait, 5 years in between each film." So I
Yeah.
kind of get that feeling again since I kind of have buried episodes 1 through 3 in the
Right.
past, and it's like, okay, those are real things, but they don't really count.
So, like, when Disney did their whole, like, their canon culling,
Yes.
we'll call it,
Yes.
like, I was like, why couldn't you just take the prequel out? Like, it seems like they don't add anything. Like, doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
first 3 movies were fine. That we just knew Darth Vader was a bad guy. Like,
Right.
Because
I think it's because there's a whole. Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's a whole generation of people who actually like those movies.
it's fine.
But
An
we would
entire
just-
generation can be wrong. Like, that's we live in a world where that's allowed.
Bro,
Like,
50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong.
50 million fucking Phantom Menace fans can be though. I'll tell you that.
So there's 50 million of them. That's sad.
Yes.
I'm sure there's probably more.
I get what you're saying, though, man. I get it. Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm not an apologist. I'm an apologist for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, I still read comic books. That is being an apologist.
The epitome of one, huh?
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know what? I love the trailer. The music was so. Their choice of music for that trailer to me was so right on point. It made it feel like Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is
I
it
definitely-
still what's his face doing the
John Williams?
Yeah, John Williams.
Yeah, but I like with Will's going Will. He's doing new stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
right.
not-
I would
we
expect
haven't
nothing
heard
less.
Any of the old themes yet, which is really nice as well. I think it just looks amazing. Like, it just looks great. Even if it's a terrible movie, it's gonna look really, really good. Like,
What about that new shot of when the Falcon is jumping into hyperspeed or light speed? How it just kind of.
Oh, you actually see it like in the wormhole.
You saw it like from a different angle that you've never seen
Right.
that before, where like the ship is like jumping into like a
You
tunnel.
stole that from Star Trek.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's all right.
The
It's
guy
all
had this
good.
leftover shot from Star Trek and save us some money.
Put it in there. Let's drop off 2 months of work. Just throw that in there. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm excited. I can't believe how many freaking tickets that sold within like a couple hours.
It's absolutely crazy.
Mind blowing. Mind blowing.
So like, are theaters actually like sold out? Like, that's my thing. Like, this is the first time in a
Day
long
one
time
is,
I
I'm
think
sure, at most theaters.
Yeah.
movie is gonna be sold out. Like, you're gonna have to everyone's gonna have to get tickets in advance. You're not gonna be able to just show up and be like, I want a movie ticket for
Yeah.
at 10:45 and it's 10:50. You know what I mean? Like 10:15. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah, I'm with Jay. I think definitely like the 17th, all the early showings are gone for sure.
One of the theaters near where I live, out in the woods, you have to. They actually have they have whatever 8 or 9 theaters, and they somehow managed to procure that many reels, and they're just showing it in all of their theaters that day.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
clever.
Like the little one, like anybody, I think if any theater was smart, they would just at least pick a weekend and just be like, we're not showing anything else except.
Well, because who gives a shit about whatever shitty Oscar bait movie is coming out at that time? Like,
Yeah, nothing else is gonna make any money.
Well,
new from whatever, like the new Silver Linings Playbook guy, that guy's new movie. Like, if that
Yeah.
releases around Star Wars, it's like, I love Silver Linings Playbook, but like, who gives a shit? No one's gonna see that.
yeah, we're gonna see Star Wars.
It'd be a good time to go see The Good Dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
But,
You're still giving money to Disney, though. It doesn't matter. It all goes back to Disney eventually.
It was the same coffer.
Disney wins all the things. That's all there is to it.
They get all my money eventually. Might as well just set that up.
I know they should just have like a Disney Club thing where you just pay like $1,000 a year and they just give you like stuff.
They give you everything that they did that year. Like, here you go.
Here you go. Here's a bunch of toys. Here's a game or two. Here's a ticket. Here's a ticket to Disneyland.
Right.
I think it would be like $10,000 a year.
Yes.
I'd pay. I mean, yeah.
We'd all pay it.
I bought $1,000 in Star Wars toys anyway. Like, I'm already fucking.
Yeah, so did my dad. And he was like, you
Okay.
want to see him? And I'm like, I'll slash your fucking tires if you come to my house.
Bro. That's bad. This is a bad time to show you a figure then?
Yeah, this would be a real bad time.
Wait, you
All right.
haven't even seen like what anything looks like, Jay?
Nope. I've heard names of characters, but I have no idea what characters they're referring to, so.
Wait, so you haven't seen like you've seen the new Stormtrooper like
Nope.
look though?
Nope.
Shut up.
Okay.
Haven't seen the armor, haven't seen it. I know that they updated it, I know that. Haven't seen any of it, though.
That
Well,
is dedication.
Yes.
that is dedication. That is like.
You guys don't want to see what my Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook blacklists look like for phrases. It's like,
Yes.
it's just like everything.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Wow.
Man, I don't have that. Yeah, I would have to like burn my eyes out. I think.
Yeah. Just
Like, just
stitch
the-
my corneas off. With some
Like, how do you
acid.
go to like? Oh, I guess you don't have kids, right? Jay?
Nope.
No. Okay. So.
So you don't
Well,
have to
what were you
worry.
gonna ask though? Because I
Just
mean,
going down a toy aisle.
Yeah,
Just going down
yeah.
like a Target toy aisle, or
Yeah.
oh yeah, nope. I'm avoiding toy aisles like the fucking plague.
wait. So you didn't. So I
Like,
guess
it's my
you
little
didn't-
cousin's birthday. I'm like, you're getting a gift certificate. You can go buy your own fucking toy.
Yep. Exactly.
Amazon gift certificate for you. Damn, Jay, that is dedication.
Yeah.
Everybody should just go to Jay's front door, wait for him to walk out, all dressed as the new Star Wars characters.
That's murder.
I'm Kylo Ren!
It won't matter then, because you know what? Then I'll be in fucking jail because I'll kill somebody. Then I won't see the fucking movie anyways.
Great, fail.
Actually, I feel like those movies will probably be played in jails like all over the country.
Yeah, they're gonna get special
Wait,
special
wait.
screening.
You haven't even seen the new like lightsaber?
Nope.
Oh my god. Jay, what is happening? I want to live in your world for a week and just see what it's like.
Just feel what it's like to be oblivious to the world of Star Wars.
That's amazing. No, that's like Olympic athlete style like dedication.
It's
You-
pretty
you-
intense. Like
you should coach to the next Olympic team for anything.
for like what spitefulness? Like here's how to succeed through being extremely bitter. Like I don't think
Already got that wrapped up.
Yeah, you can teach them focus to the nth level, how to avoid things. How to avoid.
how did you learn this? I really didn't want to see anything about Star Wars. Like
How? That's great, man. Good Kudos to you, sir.
thank
Anyways.
you.
Yeah.
My favorite shot of the trailer
Yeah.
was Kylo Ren with all those dudes.
Yes.
Now I'm afraid to say something because I don't want to like make Jay mad at me.
No, you're good. You're good. I know.
But
I will mute as soon as I feel like you're gonna say something. So.
But we know there's dudes in the background who could be disguised as other dudes.
Yeah.
I'm getting very Tropic Thunder on us right now. There was a dude back there that was disguised as a dude playing another dude. Casey, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yes.
No, I like I said, the imagery is amazing. I am really excited to kind of see the bad guys. I love the look of. I've said this a million times, but Captain Phasma,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
There was some new shots of Captain Phasma there. That was beautiful.
I mean, it's still not as much as I'd like to see.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still would like to hear her talk. I would like. Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the Star Trek movies were coming out though? Because like J.J. Abrams fucking refused to have anything shown about those either.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that was part of his contract. Disney was like, "We want you to direct Star Wars." He's like, "Great, but the trailers can't give anything away."
Yeah.
And like I thank him for that because like if something accidentally happens and like someone like Clockwork Oranges me into seeing one, then like I probably won't have the worst day ever.
Yeah,
but
it's not going to give
But
anything.
see that I
Still
think
be
that
pretty
backfired. That backfired on him with two because he made it like this big secret of who Benedict Cumberbatch was.
Yeah.
And then like everyone knew who he was, so like when the reveal happened in the movie, it had no
No.
purpose for it.
no,
You know what I mean?
all of my friends who don't know anything about Star Trek had no idea who he was. Though they
Oh really?
didn't matter. And I feel that was what that movie was aimed at. It wasn't aimed at Trekkies because Trekkies all hated it because they were like, "Well, the science doesn't add up though." This is a fucking Star Wars movie, and then lo and fucking behold, J.J. Abrams is gonna direct
Here
Star
comes the
Wars.
Star Wars
So,
movie.
nerds.
Joke's on you.
I think Jay just called me a Trekkie. Should I be offended?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Did you not like those movies?
No, I like the first one. The second one, I it's watchable, but I do have a big problem with like, I know who this guy is. Like, why do we need to pretend who it's not? Why do we need to not say his name for an hour and a half? Like, I don't understand that part. Like,
I agree.
but he did do the great like scene where he like single tear cried like an Indian. Who sees litter.
Right.
Like the Native American fellow with the truck.
Every time I see that scene, I get choked up. I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be a great Doctor Strange.
Yeah. It's,
So Doctor Strange is.
I'll tell you what he's not good at is a Boston accent. So
That's
No?
the thing too. Is like, Doctor Strange is American. Like, is he gonna do an American accent? Like,
no,
is
just do
this
it
gonna be-
British. I don't even care. Like,
Yeah,
don't.
right?
His American accent is not great. So please.
when you can transcend like time and dimensions, you can talk in whatever fucking accent you want, and it just makes sense.
Yeah, Thor doesn't have like Thor speaks with an English accent, so who cares? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't make up a new accent for Asgard.
Right. Did you say Asgard?
Yes, I guess it.
Excellent. Love it. Guys, did anybody see the trailer for Pride and Prejudice and Zombies?
I did
Yes.
right before getting on here.
Me too. On YouTube, it was an ad like, "Hey,
Yep.
check this thing out."
What do you guys think about that trailer?
Have you ever read the book?
I have not.
I tried reading the book. I could not get into it.
Yeah, I couldn't either. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like a bunch of Victorian people getting eaten by zombies.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it looks like a film I'm probably going to watch against my better judgment, but it looks like it also might be a film with a lot of strong female characters, so maybe the diversity will draw people in. I don't know.
There's one scene in that trailer that sold me on the movie, and it's a scene where the women are like gearing up, and it looks like they're rolling up their like stockings, but they're just putting like mad knives in their garters and stuff.
Yeah.
That sold me right there. I'm like, I will see this movie now.
So here's the thing about that movie is that it literally can't be worse than season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead. So, I mean, like,
Walsh, did you see this trailer yet?
I haven't, but that's the guy that's gonna direct the Flash movie. So now I'm a little, or the guy that wrote the book is gonna write and direct the Flash movie.
yeah, that's what I heard.
Right?
The Ezra Miller, or not Ezra Miller.
Right,
Yeah,
the Ezra Miller one. So now I'm really fucking worried.
because there's like 19 different DC universes now on screen.
Yeah,
So.
that's a whole different topic for a different day. Just make the Flash, like, just make Grant Gustin the Flash. Like, would it really, like,
Just
would
get
that
over it.
ruin your whole plan? Like, it's not, like, is it really, like, that deep ingrained where you can't just change it?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Other movie news. They have just they're continuing to announce the actors that have been chosen to play the cast of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from the upcoming big budget film from Lionsgate. You guys been checking the Power Ranger stuff out? You keeping up to date on the Rangers?
I heard that the Red Ranger was cast, but I didn't see who it was. I like
A
Power
guy
Rangers.
you've never
though.
heard of.
Guy, yeah.
Yeah.
A gentleman named DeCray Montgomery. Yeah, who he looks
He's
like a
done
very,
like 3 things.
yeah.
Oh, great.
He's a very young looking fellow.
Okay, I'm sorry. How long does your resume have to be to play a fucking Power Ranger? Like, it's mostly punching, right?
Right. They will probably have to do more punching than some of the people did in the show because they're not going to intercut it with stuff that was already filmed from Japan. So
The best.
We'll give them that.
But could they?
I don't know. Possibly.
Like, just really get that nostalgia meter cranked up to full?
Oh my
Right.
god, that would be awesome. Could you imagine, like, this high-end, like, movie and all of a sudden it cuts to, like, 1996
Yes.
like era?
that
Power
needs to
Ranger.
be, that scene in particular needs to be how they will and hopefully bring in the Green Ranger. Just all of a sudden here, it's just like the
I'm
freaking
in for
dragon
that,
coming out of the water.
I'm 100% in for that idea if they do that. Like,
That was my favorite toy as a kid.
Heck yeah,
Stupid.
dude.
the dragon flute?
Fucking- Yeah.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, what an idiot child that was.
I have the new version of the dragon dagger sitting on my shelf. In my
Oh, that's awesome. So my hope for the Power Rangers movie is that that it takes what they did right with that Godzilla reboot and just throws everything that they did wrong with it away.
Yes.
AKA more giant robots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Giant robots battling it out. That's what we want.
Yeah, I don't need to see two characters that I don't give a shit about not having emotions at each other. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna be sorely disappointed because I can tell you how this movie's gonna go.
All right, let's do it. Let's hear it.
Act
Yeah,
one, act one, teenager. We meet our teenagers,
Yes.
right?
Sure.
Correct.
So they're all like whatever separated, and commending them for their diversity because they cast a Asian man to play the Black Ranger. Thank you for not casting a black guy to play the Black Ranger.
Okay, but is it racist though? Because originally they were all color coded. I'm just saying, and it was
true.
super
It's
racist
true.
then. But
Yeah.
now is it racist if they don't do it?
I don't know. I don't know anymore, Jay. I'm gonna be honest.
And with that casting choice, Casey, they're going a little bit closer to the, I guess we'll say the second team once the original Red Ranger dropped out, because then it went like Rocky, who I think was Hispanic, and then the Black Ranger, that one was an Asian gentleman also.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I only watched the first gen. I'm a purist.
Fucking elitist.
I know. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so
Act
we
two?
meet our
What do we got in Act
characters.
two?
They're like loser outcasts. They're typical, or they each one like different trope. You know what I mean?
Right, it's the Breakfast Club. Like,
Yeah. So
There's gonna be that scene where that kid's like hacking an ATM, stealing money, you know, and some exciting like that.
So they go on a field trip to some like rural area. It's like a dig site for like dinosaurs or something.
Yeah. Right.
And they're like tooling around, and these 5 individuals just happen to like be grouped together for just the randomness of reason. You know what I mean? Like just by coincidence, these 5 people happened together.
That's your story for the day.
Yeah, they wander off. They fall in like an abandoned like mine shaft or something, and they're trying to get out, and they just happen upon the 5 coins or whatever, right? So Act 2 now, we're happen to find the 5 coins. They try to figure out what the coins are. And at some point, who was like the guy? Zord, was it, right?
Zordon.
Zordon. Oh my god. that Zord was too much for me to know already. So Zordon, he like he does this. It's a dream thing, right? He like goes to all of them in their dreams and says like, go to this spot, bring the coin, blah blah blah.
Right.
Meanwhile, like on the moon, like Ursula, what's her name, right? No.
Rita Repulsa.
Rita Repulsa, man. Come on. Ursula's Little Mermaid.
Same look.
Get your
On a related note, if they have Divine, the drag queen that Ursula is based on, play Rita Repulsa, I'm also totally in, 100%.
Beautiful.
Let's do it.
Great.
That would be pretty
Probably
amazing.
why I'm not in charge of any Hollywood casting.
Oh, God.
Feminists would love you, Jay. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so while that's happening, Rita Repulsa is up on the moon. She's like, I'm gonna fuck this world. I'm gonna take it over, and she's like, doing her thing.
Is this a hard
I
R
hope that's
rated?
the actual line.
Hard R.
That's really
Fuck
how she's
this
on the
world.
moon. Fuck the planet. Everybody's dead.
Hard R, like that short film that came out.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I know that was awesome. Fucking, what's his name?
Vanderbeek.
Vanderbeek knows how to pick his roles, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Well, what was his last role? He played himself on that sitcom. Like,
It was great, wasn't it? It was still good.
It was amazing.
Well, okay, so Rita Repulsa is being bad on the moon, and so like Zord's.
that was the kid-friendly version. She's being naughty.
We're back to G.
Children.
Back to PG. So Zordon's like, all right, I got to bring these fucking loser teenagers together with these coins.
Yes.
Back to hard R.
Yes.
So, they all come to school the next day, and we're in Act 2 now. They're like, oh, did you have that fucking dream? Yeah, I had that dream.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the mine shaft. So they go back to the mine shaft, and it transports them to Zordon's like lair. And that remember it was always in like that weird like desert or whatever.
Yeah.
So
The outside of it looked like Tatooine and the hill where Jabba's palace is on.
Yes.
It all comes back to Disney.
Yes.
So they get transported there, and then Zordon's giving them the whole like, now we're gonna get the whole like information drop.
Right.
So, like these coins are ancient. Power Rangers have lasted eons. Like people have chosen. There's 5 chosen. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
While this is happening, Rita attacks the Earth for the first time, like kaiju style, like Pacific Rim style.
Yes.
And,
There's gonna be a rift somewhere in the planet. Stuff's coming out.
Right.
Is this the backdoor prequel to Pacific Rim 2?
It is.
Oh my god!
Okay, all right.
Oh, imagine this is what they should do with Pacific Rim or Power Rangers. They should just make it a like crossover with the Godzilla like right off the bat.
Yeah, just
Like,
really go for it.
Yeah, just really fucking.
Only
put all
they
your
find
cards
out
in one
Godzilla
basket.
was never like an organic creature. It's actually a giant Zord.
No, it's actually like a clay like creation of Rita Repulsa. She's like,
Oh yes.
this is my ultimate weapon. It's been hiding here.
That's like from her monster maker. You know, she's like
Yeah.
molded little head and whatnot.
So the putties and the monster attack. Remember, don't forget the putties.
Yes.
They attack the city, and so like Zordon's like, shit, like you guys don't have any time to train. Let's just put the suits on. We'll throw you
fill it
guys out
out.
there.
Yeah.
Just we'll go out there, and you guys
Trial
will
by
do
fire.
it. So like they go out there. Obviously, they get their asses like handed to them like handily.
Right.
And so Rita's just destroying like San Francisco, just destroys it, and
Yes.
and
So is this where we're gonna get somebody from the old show to train them?
yeah, this is where then so to save the day,
Yeah.
fucking JDF shows
Yes.
up in the
Yes.
White Ranger. We've already surpassed the Green Ranger, like he's
Yes.
already done with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's in the White Ranger costume. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about this way too much.
Yes.
He's like, I'm like the super soldier of Power Rangers. Like I've been here, like waiting for 5 people to find the coins.
I've
like
been
I'm
through 13 seasons.
Yeah,
I
like,
know
he's
what's
been-
going on. Let's do this.
like he's been around since the first or like second group of like Power Rangers. Like he's super old. Like he's like thousands of years old. Like the suit is what's keeping him like alive, and it's only the white suit. Like this will not affect any other Power Rangers.
Yes.
So he's our connection to the past, and he's like he comes in, saves the day,
Right.
and is like, all right, but she's gonna come back, because she's gonna bring Godzilla this time.
Yes.
This is like Godzilla. I'm bringing in Godzilla, Jay. It's just for you. Godzilla is like her uber weapon, like her uber super weapon. Like
She's like he's like her pit bull on the leash, right?
Yeah, like even she can't control Godzilla. So like if she's gonna bring him out, like she's gonna bring him out because she's fucking pissed.
Yeah.
So he takes them back to Zord, whatever. I don't know what the base is called. We'll call it Zordon Palace. They get back to Zordon Palace. I'm sure there's a name for it. And now
you're right now like, what a bunch of fucking assholes.
I don't even know what
Zordon's Palace is Zordon's lair, you dick.
Yes.
So they go back to Zordon's Palace, and now we're already at the end of Act 2. So Jay, this is what I'm telling you. We're already this far into the movie, and we've only seen him suit up one time, and they fucking failed miserably at it.
Oh my god, I don't want to see this movie.
Right. Now in Act 3, JDF, it's JDF, right?
Yep.
Jason David Frank. JDF's like, all right, we need to train you guys, and we don't have a lot of time, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of Zordon's knowledge, and we're gonna pump it into like Matrix style. So they all like get hooked up to like this machine or whatever, but it kills Zordon, so Zordon's gonna be dead after this. But he'll essentially live with inside all of them. I'm writing this movie, and I think I'm writing it pretty damn well.
There's a good chance this is better than what's actually gonna happen.
I know.
Power Rangers headquarters was called the Command Center, by the way.
Okay. That's so generic and done. My name is way better.
Zordon's Palace, go.
So Zordon infuses himself into the Power Rangers, and they immediately know like all the knowledge and stuff that he knows. So now they know how the Zords work, and they know how to fight. So now round 2 comes, and Rita Repulsa's like, fuck this is it. I'm not getting beat by this Power Rangers one more time. It's been thousands of years, and they beat me every single time. I'm done. I'm unleashing Godzilla.
Yeah. Yes.
Godzilla comes out.
Yeah.
They finally bring the Megazord out. Now we only have there's only 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've even seen the Megazord.
Yes.
And they finally bring the Megazord out. There's the Duke Out battle. They fight for 5 minutes. We think what's the Megazord? Is it just Megazord, right?
It's just Megazord.
With all 5. Yeah, all 5.
There should be a Zordon's dick is the name of the Megazord.
There's a lot of tonal shifts in this film.
So the Megazord's fighting, and they always do that scene where like the Megazord gets so pissed off, he's like, fine, I'm just gonna whip out the sword. Why doesn't he whip out the sword like right off the bat?
In the beginning?
First thing, like whip out the sword, like don't even wait for like the fisticuffs, like just whip out the sword right away.
Right.
So then he whips out the sword, cuts Godzilla in half, one shot, and fucking credits.
Done. Credits.
No, because before the credits, there has to be the scene of like them being like, "Oh, but we're going off to college next year, and we're never going to see each other again."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they break up. Yeah.
There has to be that scene because there's always the like, oh, what if this movie sucks ass, guys? We have to make sure it has an ending, but also something that's ambiguous enough that there could be a sequel.
Right.
And then the after credit scene is Nicolas Cage is an archaeologist.
Holy shit!
Hold on. He's an archaeologist. He was working on the site that they were all working on, and he happens to fall into the cave, and like he's looking for a way out, and he finds a green coin, and he will be the villain. He'll be the Green Ranger, but the villain of the sequel.
So
boom!
So we're rebooting the Green with Evil saga with Nicolas Cage as the Green Ranger.
Yep. Okay. Done. Print it.
Done deal. All right.
Did anyone write that down?
Lionsgate, we hope you're listening because we just sold your movie for you.
Yeah. I would probably watch that movie actually.
Awesome.
But also, alternatively though, it'd be awesome if we had a Green Ranger in the first one and he was just a shitty burnout stoner kid.
Literally the Green Ranger?
Yeah, the Green Ranger, and he's just all the time like, bro, I don't even know, man. And that's all his lines.
He doesn't have a flute sword, he has a bong sword.
Yeah, they look at him, they're like, hey, they're all, hey, Jimmy, where's your power coin? I don't know, I used it for my bong, bro.
Yeah,
Just chilling at the bottom.
He put it at the
The
quarter
worst.
machine. He put it in the X-Men machine on the corner store.
He's
Yeah.
like, dude, I rented up on X-Men for 3 hours on that coin. All right. I think that's good for tonight.
Sorry, I took over the show with my Power Ranger pitch.
No, that's good. I mean,
You sold it brilliantly.
yeah, Lionsgate kind of needs to hear that, I think.
Yeah.
That or we're gonna get a cease and desist because you just gave the whole script, one or the other.
Yeah, how funny would that be? They're like, how did they know the fuck the Earth line? How did they get that?
Zordon's palace. That was a guarded secret.
Who's been talking? Somebody's getting fired right now. Way to go, Casey. He's batting 1,000 on his movie predictions. That's the
I'm
next
sweating, man. That was fucking intense.
one. I know.
Good.
Take a
You
break.
can do a whole podcast of just you being like, listen, this is how the movie should go, like before it comes out.
Oh, believe me, it's been discussed.
Yes.
People don't like me talking that much.
Yeah.
So come
All
back next week for the Mighty Morphin Power podcast. We're going to
Yes.
discuss the second possible outcome. You know, Nicolas Cage is back in the ending, but he finds the ooze and becomes Ivan Ooze. You know, something along that line.
Alternatively, like every character could just be played by Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Next
Nicolas
week we
Cage
do
and
the-
John Travolta.
I thought Nicolas Cage was gonna be Zordon. Like Power Rangers, you guys are special. You have the power coins and the Zords. Yeah, okay. That's enough.
Next pitch is Bridges to Madison County 2.
Yes. All right, guys. Let's. Hey, Adam, why don't you start us off with your final thought for the night?
My final thought is that
Recommendation.
I am now looking forward to the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie.
Yes.
And as far as a recommendation for anything right now, you were talking about the paybacks. I'm definitely on board with that one. And also, if you guys aren't reading it, I keep pushing it as much as I can. Read The Tithe. Go out and get it. It's a fantastic book from Top Cow and Matt Hawkins. Great read.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, sir. And where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me at NTTF_show. Yes. I always forget my own Twitter handle.
Way to go, bro.
That's how I do.
Way to promote that. That's how you roll. It's good talking to you, man. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Mr. J, what final thought us tonight?
final thought is that I am going to continue not seeing anything Star Wars. That's
Yeah.
it requires a lot of focus, so that always has to be a thought for me. Like, you know, don't fucking look at anything Star Wars. Don't even Google it. Like,
Yep. Nope.
yeah. So, and one recommendation is Scream Queens. Everyone should watch it because the ratings aren't great, and I'm gonna be really pissed if we don't get a second season.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, what's her name will have to go back to American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Emma Roberts. I'm fine with her being an asshole anywhere. Like,
I know, right? She plays the best bitch. Like,
she does. It's great.
It's fucking awesome.
She just what's that look? What do you call it? Look, she has resting bitch face down to a science.
Yeah, she does. It's amazing.
Yes, beautiful. And sir, where can we find you on Twitter sphere?
You can find me at jrichest, Jay Richest, and you can find me on Tumblr at vumbo, vumbo.tumblr.com.
Excellent, thank you, my good man. And Mr. Walsh, what's your final thought tonight, man?
Go read Southern Bastards because I don't talk about that book enough. I don't know if I talked about the issue last week, but I read the latest issue and I once again just love it. It's just a perfect character story. I'm not from the South. I was raised in California, so it's an alien nation to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just dig that book. And the latest issue is about like the deep South and like their religious ties and like snake handlers and hunting for your food and hating the city folk and why and all that stuff. So I really, really, really loved it, and I can't get enough of Jason Aaron. I just want that to be like a weekly book. I really can't wait till it's on TV. I think it's going to be something that was kind of made for like network television.
Yes.
AMC will eat the shit out of that. They'll love it. So
Yes.
can't wait.
Yeah. Why don't you tell our listeners about that awesome site they should be going to and where they're going to find our footage from ZapCon?
You guys should be going to thegww.com. That's where you guys can find all of our awesome articles and Adam's videos and Jay's articles about Heroes of the Storm and MOBAs. Or is that right, Jay? Oh my God, I'm making myself sound like an idiot.
Yeah, MOBAs, that works. Sure.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. And
Fucking
you can
video
find-
games.
Yeah, I play video games, just not smart ones. I like to shoot stuff and crawl up walls.
Yep.
And you find Adam's videos there. Adam does great videos on comic book related and video game related every single week. He pumps them out like fucking clockwork, and they're always entertaining and informative. Also, I don't write stuff anymore because I'm too busy editing other people's stuff. We should have a panel from ZapCon going up soon. I sent it off to Senior Nerd for their approval and editing because technically it's their panel. But me and Will are on it, and it's a lot of fun. It's basically we go to audience. The audience gives us kind of moody, like battles. So like they go like, who would win a fight, Deadpool or Batman? And we choose a side and then kind of duke it out over in a debate style thing. I highly offend every Doctor Who fan, so I apologize now if you listen to that. There was a young lady in the audience who did not like me very much at all. And even after I gave her a prize, she still shot me dirty looks. So that was fun. So yeah, check that out. That should be up soon. Will interviewed Gigi Edgley. Is that I'm saying that right?
Yes,
and Andrea Liebman.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi is from Farscape, and Andrea is from My Little Pony.
Yeah.
They were both guests at the convention, and so we got to talk to them. Those videos will be up shortly. Adam's actually working on those, so tell Adam to hurry his ass up.
I'm trying.
No, I'm just kidding. What else? I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff going up there every day. Like I really just bookmark gww.com, the GWW. And there's something new every day. Chris is doing his top 30 horror movies.
Right.
Sarah reviews like every TV show. Everett reviews Flash and Arrow. I'm gonna watch Goosebumps this week and hopefully get a review up for that.
Oh my god, Goosebumps!
My 4-year-old daughter is like dying to go see that movie. I'm like, really? That's your thing? All right, whatever, dude.
Cool. We're going.
Yeah, what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah.
I am gonna review doing some costume reviews. There's tons of shit. I'm done talking. So check that out. At thegww.com, at _GWW on Twitter. I'm at the Comics Kid on Twitter. GWW Capes Crew on Twitter, and that's enough from me. Will, get us out of here.
Excellent. For my recommendation this week, I'm going to invite all of our listeners to tune in live with us next Thursday at our normal time, 7 p.m. We're Pacific, right? I'm horrible with time zones. I don't know this shit. But anyways, next week is our Thursday before Halloween episode. I have encouraged my co-host to join me in costume, so you're gonna want to be here to see what goes down on next week's show. Well, we're gonna talk Halloween. Hopefully, we'll talk about some horror movies. If we have a guest, we'll talk with them about horror stuff. We'll maybe get some drinks going in the spirit of we'll say it's gonna be like our live on-air Halloween party. So come check us out next week on October 29th, and thank you as always for joining us this week and listening. We appreciate your support. As always, we look forward to hearing from you and seeing you next week. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at Darth Sparrow. And for the whole Geeks with Wives and Capes crew, we thank you. And I will catch you on the Geek side.